the Yankees have changed their facial hair policy. Now, I'm going to say this right now. Me, like this, I would still not be able to play for the Yankees, I don't believe. Okay, we'll get there. Actually, we'll get there right here, right now. The new policy allows well-groomed beards. Right now, I would not call my beard well-groomed. It is a little untamed, a little wild, but I don't think that Hal Steinbrenner's policy is going to allow just cleaning up the edges a little bit and making it a little bit more trim. I'm guessing you got to take it down to about a 2, right? This is exactly what Hal Steinbrenner said. He said, after great consideration, we will be amending our expectation to allow our players and ununiformed personnel to have well-groomed beards moving forward. Good for them. I'll share my thoughts in just a minute. I texted Brig because I knew he wasn't going to be on tonight, so I said, I want to know what you think about this. So he's our resident Yankee fan, and this is what he had to say. He said, I'm disgusted with the break from tradition on behalf of my purest half. Okay. I'm pumped for what it means for the free agent market, though it can't be that important. Either you want to be a Yankee or you don't. I believe it may just be the thing this team needs to get rough with themselves by being rough around the edges. George is livid. He's probably right about that. My gut says this could fall flat and ultimately be chalked up to placating. Another pat on the head to pacify an already frustrated fan base, hoping radical, seemingly superficial changes will bleed deeply into the culture, but we need something, and if this ends up being it, I'll take the gamble. But how long will we let it ride if it's a bust? If it's gimmick, it better work. Otherwise, it's a betrayal at some level for many fans. Now, for me, as somebody who's had a beard for 13 years, just about, like solid. First, my kids have never seen me without a beard. So that's how long I've got a 10, almost 11-year-old. So that's how long I've had a beard. I understand perfectly understand players being hesitant to sign somewhere where they have to shave, because even when there are times, like if you're not watching, my beard is probably 7 inches off my chin right now, down onto my chest. There are times where I just get sick of the length and I cut it down. I shave it down to about a 2, which I think is at like a half an inch. So it's still there, but it's short. Even that makes me feel naked. Okay? I have had times where I grew a beard out for just a few months and then had to shave it off. Shave it all the way off. This was before I let it grow entirely. This was before the 13 years. Where I'd grow the beard for a couple months, then have to shave it off. And you feel naked. It feels weird. Like, it feels really weird feeling the breeze against your face again. And I can understand, guys, you get comfortable with that, especially if you're a pitcher. You get comfortable with the way you feel on the mound, and then all of a sudden, like, you've got to get rid of that. You've got to adjust. Like, I understand it. I totally understand it. And this was something that one of my friends told me. When he first grew his beard out, he started growing his beard out before me, and he said it was like a social shield for him, and I could see some players, like, it's a social shield for them. But this is what my buddy told me. He said that when he has a beard, people see him as the bearded guy and not the big guy, right? And so there might be something that a pitcher or a player feels little self-conscious about in their game. I don't know. These guys are all super confident, but that could just be their on-field persona, that maybe they feel more comfortable with a beard socially than without one. I don't know. That's just, I'm throwing that out there as something that I know from experience and talking to people who have them. But let me be someone who welcomes the Yankees to the 21st century, because it's about time. It's about time they got with it, because I mean, I can understand being like, okay, Brandon Marsh, clean up your beard a little bit, cut your hair, you hippie. But at the same time, though, like, let him have it. Let him have the beard. That's just the way things are these days. Beards are on trend, and they're socially acceptable. So it's fine. One more Yankees thing before we go. The Yankees will no longer be playing New York, New York by Frank Sinatra after losses. I'm going to chalk this one up to Brig. Brig's been calling for this for a while. It's like, no, you don't want to spread the news when you lose. So instead, they're going to be playing a rotation of songs they're going to go through, and one of them happens to be That's Life, and Brig actually texted me this after that whole thing about the beards, and he said, That's Life is the perfect song. to be playing after a loss, because it is life. That's the nature of baseball. It's just the way it's going to go. You're not going to win every game. There's way too many of them, and everybody's going to lose. Everybody's going to get blown out at some point, right? Everybody's going to get blown out, and everybody's going to do the blowing out. That's baseball, Susan, right? So I think this is good. I think it makes a whole lot more sense. You don't necessarily want to be walking out of a loss sounding like the team's celebrating a win, because that's kind of a bad look, kind of a bad feel.